Okay. Hi guys. Welcome back to Literary Tasting.
My name is Jessica.
My name's Annie.
And Ali Hazelwood, when I get you.
Yeah. Ricky, when I get you. You need to start running now. Because by the time I finish recording this, I'll be after you.
If all she would have to do, Ali Hazelwood would turn around and say, "You two fat bitches can't catch me."
You can't run for 30 seconds, which is true. She
No,
wouldn't.
no, it's not.
True for me, at least.
Oh, wait, no, it is true for me as well. Anyways, this week on A Literary Tasting, we are reading The Love Hypothesis. And every week, we pair it with a drink. And I'm gonna kill myself, because what's the point of being alive? And on this podcast, we like to pair it with a drink.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe if you guys subscribe, I'd be able to afford a glass of wine, alright?
But unfortunately...
I'm a receptionist.
And so am I.
So.
But my last...
So it's giving whatever's in... Oh, there's nothing in it because I'm poor.
You can't even have water.
Not even water.
Damn, babe.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fill this up, but I really wanted to sip that. Bummer.
Yeah, so no drinks today.
Yeah, you can get a drink when you subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. Figure it out, and then maybe you can get what we came here to do.
Our concept for our podcast, getting mad at other people. Trigger warnings before we get started. I have child neglect, death of a parent, sexism, sexual harassment, and I kind of just put eating disorder content, and I will get into why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
If you're somebody that's going to be triggered by talks of people being skinny, like me, this is not the read for you.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting it, and I was a little bit, gooped and gagged. Both.
Shocked, even, I would say.
Flabbergasted. So, yeah. Definitely don't read if you're gonna be very affected by that.
Any ones that I missed?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
So much, like, workplace, like, sexual harassment, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a lot of sexism and all of that, so. Love being women.
And I don't feel bad. I'm gonna give some backstory on this author really quickly before I start. This woman has a PhD. She knows better.
Yeah.
This is, a lot of content in this book is actively harmful. And I don't feel bad for anything that I'm about to say. You have a PhD. You know better. And also, I've bought like 5-year books before I started thinking with my brain. So, you won. You won.
You have my money anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You wanna do any fan casting at all?
Okay, here's the thing. I know that people, when I did a little TikTok search, because, you know, sometimes when you're reading a book, you like to get, like, the content.
I immediately go into Google.
Yeah.
I Google fan cast,
yeah.
And then I
peruse. I try to come up with my own first, but sometimes also I like when I'm reading a book to get, like, TikToks about it on my TikTok.
Yeah, me too.
Like, because it helps put me in, like, the vibe. So I looked up, I just looked up, like, Love Hypothesis, and I got so many pictures of Adam Driver, and if you know anything about me, is that I can't stand that man.
It's one of her #1 personality traits. She hates Adam Driver. She tells people that on the street all the time.
Yeah, I'll stop people on the street, and I'll be like, Madam, how do you feel about Adam Driver? Because I hate him.
I love him.
Yeah. And
of course I do.
And you know what? It's because he looks way too similar to Keanu Reeves, and that's another man that I can't stand. So, that's a hot take, and I know it, but it's something about me. Throw my hands up. So, yeah, I was really upset, and then I couldn't stop picturing him, but once I really, like, removed him from, I couldn't, like, put someone else there, you know what I mean? So it was just kind of like, he was another face, although I really liked Adam.
The way that was said. I was also picturing Adam Driver, to be clear. Seems like everyone was picturing Adam Driver, and I, on the other hand, think he's hot.
I don't.
Sue me.
I don't agree. I'm sorry. Not even that I don't agree. Like, he's definitely an attractive man. There is just something about those two. They're like evil twins.
Keanu Reeves actually does piss me off as well, and I don't have a reason for that. I don't think I've ever even seen him in a movie. He does piss me off, though. I don't know why.
My dad and I went to see John Wick 4. Let me tell you something. That's 3 hours I'll never get back of my life. Moving on.
I was gonna say, we're talking about this for a minute. Damn. But for our female main character, Olive, I pictured Miss Maud Apatow. Then,
Good one. That's a really cute one.
Thin. That was all Ali Hazelwood had in mind when she wrote this character, was skinny, microscopic.
Yeah. Literally,
Thin.
like, you can't, like, invisible, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Phoebe Devenor. I think that's how you say her name. I don't know how you say that last name. She is the main character of season 1 of Bridgerton. She plays Daphne. Once you see her physique, you'll say, oh.
Oh, I don't want to look at that anymore.
Yeah, that part. She's microscopic. You can see it right there. You see that arm?
Okay,
Yeah.
turn that shit off right now. Right now.
She's a stunning woman. But yeah, she's definitely she plopped right into my brain.
There are a handful of other characters in this story. There's her best friend Anne, her boyfriend Jeremy, and her other friend Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fan cast any of them. I wasn't thinking about anyone.
The only person that I kind of thought of someone for was Anne, and I was picturing Mona from Pretty Little Liars.
Good one.
Yeah, I was picturing Mona.
I love her.
Me too. And I was picturing, this is such a deep cut, but for the guy who plays, like, the professor that she is trying to get into his lab.
Oh, I was picturing Tom Felton.
Good one! That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was picturing, like, this is such a really niche person. If you've ever seen season 3 of You, the guy who played the neighbor, that's what I was picturing. I don't know his name and I don't feel like Googling it, but that's who I was picturing. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So getting into the story, we do have a prologue where Olive and Adam, they obviously don't know each other, and they don't even realize it's each other until about midway through the book.
Yeah.
They bump into each other in the bathroom, and Olive is wearing expired contacts because she's poor. Lest we forget she's poor.
Yeah.
She will not, and I'm not saying she's poor, I'm saying she told us a million times she's poor.
Yeah.
So she's wearing expired contacts, and also expired contacts. I've never even heard of that.
I've never heard of that either. I mean, how long do you have to hold on to those for them to expire?
I don't know, because I've definitely worn daily contacts for 2 weeks before.
I've definitely, yeah. Very much so. I use monthlies.
Everyone in the comments is like,
Rather, ew. Yeah, I don't know, but she literally, they're so expired she can't see. Like, they're burning her corneas.
yeah.
Whoa.
Why don't you just go blind, Stephanie?
Right. You're putting that in your eyeball. Like, I feel like you take those out and be like, oh, I actually am blind. Can't see shit.
So she sits there in the bathroom with Adam and complains and whines and sorry, I don't feel bad for her because I don't like her. Whatever she's talking about, she's complaining and whining and saying how she doesn't feel like she deserves to get into the PhD program. I don't know what it would be called.
Yeah. Yeah, she's in a graduate program.
The PhD program? That's not right.
The way we're doing it.
But those...
He always calls them his grads.
Yeah.
So they're
She's trying to get into grad school to get her PhD. No,
she's trying
don't
to be a
ask
scientist.
anything more than that. Because I don't
This
know.
book is about science, and a lot of those parts, my brain was glazing over. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Yeah.
What were we talking about? So she's crying about how she doesn't feel like she deserves to be in the PhD program. And Adam, like, I hate to use this phrasing, but talks her through it. Ew.
You couldn't have found any other way to say that.
Talks her through it.
Yeah, okay. You're not wrong. Yeah.
And they both leave the bathroom like, her girlhood was pulsating for sure.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, no, I don't like that one at all.
She's like, wow, what great help from a kind stranger. And he's like, well, we don't really get his POV, but
He's in his mind, he's definitely thinking,
Yeah.
I would have fucked her.
yeah, fuck her
Bad.
bad.
Yeah.
But he can actually see her, and he's just a tall man, which she loves to tell us that he's extraordinarily tall. Yeah.
Good for her, personally.
The whole
I
time
think.
she's like, I can't see his face, but he's a really, really tall blob.
And he sounds hot.
Yeah.
He sounds
Good
mad
voice.
hot.
Yeah.
Do you ever get, I guess you don't make phone calls like that, but sometimes when I'm on the phone with a client, I'm like, damn, he sounds hot. And then he comes in and is with his fiance, and I'm like, I did my makeup for your appointment today, and this is how you thank me.
This is how you repay me? No, he, when I call clients on the phone, like, I've never had that experience, but I will say, the other day, I, like, had my face in my phone, because I'm so good at my job, and I was like, whatever, and a guy was like, excuse me, and I looked up, and I was like, you know when you, like, hear angels in your ears? Yeah. I was like, how may I help you today, sir? He literally didn't look at me twice. Like,
Aww.
he couldn't give less of a fuck, but it was a really thrilling moment. Anyway.
I would look at you twice if I saw you. You're so pretty. I've never been hit on at work either.
We're both clearly mad about it.
Just once? Come on.
Begging. Just one time.
Anyways. But the real book starts with the meet cute, which is Olive running up to Adam and kissing him outside the lab. He consents to this kiss. He's like, and he's you know what's even more unrealistic about the kiss?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, let me just finish.
Yeah.
What's most unrealistic about the kiss is that he is, like, moaning and grunting and grabbing onto her.
I know.
And, like...
He's, like, sinking into the kiss.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it is actually more likely for someone to run up to you on the street and kiss you. It is a whole other thing to, like... like, what are you doing?
To be like, oh, yes. I just, no way.
Then I was like, what man could run up to me on the street and do that? And there's a lot of men that I think could do that. And I'd be like... I'm gonna take what I can get.
You would be, like, weak in the knees. Like, you would be sinking into it.
Like, that's the thing. This is so nasty.
No, when I was girl, it's like the first sentence is like, I kissed him. He's enjoying it, though.
He like, fully wraps his arm around her back, like, trying to pull her closer.
And then has some nerve to be like, did you just kiss me?
Well, and the reason that...
cheeky, but still.
And the reason that he did the reason that she kissed him was because her best friend An was walking by, and An wants to fuck her ex-boyfriend. And so she's like, let me kiss the professor, so that way my friend doesn't feel bad fucking my ex.
This thing was so convoluted. I was like, why couldn't we have... I get that she wanted them to kiss, like, she wanted it to start with a kiss, but, like, I guess what other ways are to make that happen without it being... But still, I was like, this is so convoluted and so odd. I'm gonna, off the bat, hate the friend.
Yeah, no, I thought the same thing.
I'm gonna hate the friend.
I was like, well, and not even does she want to fuck the ex-boyfriend, because it's one thing if, like, we went on a couple dates, it didn't really work.
Yeah.
I'm not really interested. And then your friend meets him elsewhere,
separately,
not through you,
yeah.
Or maybe he knew of your friend and they meet at a bar and they hit it off. That's not what happened.
Yeah, no.
They met while Olive was on a date with the boyfriend. And then they hit it off. Yeah, no, your friend, by the way, your friend does hate you. If any of your friends have ever done this to you,
your friend hates you. Or at least doesn't like you enough.
Yeah.
Something. Because there's something not right with this friendship. And she talks about An like she is God's gift to Earth. And I was like, I don't know if I feel that way about An Bestie.
No, I wouldn't.
And then also I was just kind of like, the fact, I mean, I guess, it was certainly supposed to make us feel like she is such a selfless person. Like, she's always putting others up before herself. That she's going through all this just for her friend to, like, be with this guy that she was with to start. I didn't feel that way. I was sitting here like, girl, that's dumb. That's really dumb.
That's really dumb. And also, Adam obviously liked it, but let's say, like, real lucky that he liked it.
Right. Very slim chance.
Oh, wait, my friend wants to fuck my ex-boyfriend? Why don't I sexually assault someone?
Let me harass one of my workplace
employees. I have a really good idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sexually harass this man, and my friend will fuck my ex-boyfriend.
Where was it? Aren't you a scientist?
So, at this point in the book, let's do a counter here. How many times do I remind you guys? Miss Thing has a PhD.
Yeah.
That's why I don't feel bad about this. This is bad. This is not good.
Yeah, it starts with a harassment.
Yeah.
Luckily, he liked it.
Yeah. But it is the first of many fake dating scenarios in this early beginning of the book. An confronts her in the lab and is like, why are you dating? You didn't tell me about Adam. Or she's annoying about it, too. She's like, you didn't tell me about Dr. Carlson. Or should I say, Adam?
Well, yeah, also, she backs away from the kiss, going back, and she's like, oh, shit, that was literally one of our professors. And I was like, girl, you didn't notice it was a professor when you went in to kiss him?
She knew. She just wanted to fuck him bad.
Right. So, yeah. And then, because if I saw, say I'm walking down the hallway.
It's not even a professor, it's the professor. Like
the
imagine you're
hot shot.
at work.
Yeah.
And you kiss the hot doctor at work.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Oh, I'm not gonna sit there and
I see the doctor I have a mad crush on,
Yeah.
and another doctor who I'm like, they're just the doctor, and I guess I'm in this scenario. I'm not running to the random person on my right. I'm running to the doctor that I've been thinking and daydreaming about for the past 5 months. Obviously. Oops!
I didn't even know it was you. Leaning back in.
Yeah. But yeah, continue. She's like, oh, Adam.
That's all I wanted to say. It's just Olive is like really annoying. And she's kind of pressuring Olive to like tell her details, and Olive is like, no, sorry, bestie. I shouldn't say pressuring because they're obviously really good friends. So pressuring is not the right word to use there. They're obviously really good friends. If you went on a date with the hot doctor that you've had a crush on for 5 months, I would want to know too. Yeah. So I don't totally blame her for it, but it's definitely giving Olive is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so Adam walks up and puts his hand on the small of her teeny tiny waist.
Microscopic waist that's not even there. Yeah.
On her, the small of her back, and is like, are you good, babe?
This is why I'm saying, here, listen, there was a lot of things about this book
Does anyone have a gun? Does anyone have a gun?
There are a lot of things about this book that I didn't like, but I liked
I
Adam
loved
Carlson.
him. I wanted to fuck him so bad.
I love a man who is, okay, call back to Twisted Love. This is a moment where I love that he hates everyone but her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because he's not psychotic. He just hates everyone but her. You know?
I like Twisted Love.
Anyway.
You can see that on our Spotify, but not here because we lost the footage. So go listen on Spotify. We need the money.
Do you want me to drink next time or not? Yeah. Oh my god. He put the hand on the small of her back and he like saved the day.
Yeah. And so they decide to set up some ground rules then of like how are they gonna do this fake dating thing. And they decide no fucking. Crazy that you even have to bring that up, I'll be so honest.
She started from the top, no fucking. Wait.
Girl, you were thinking about fucking me bad, weren't you?
You kissed me.
Yeah! No fucking, and then this is the day we're gonna end it, and they also decide that, like, every Wednesday they're gonna go and, like, get coffee, or, like
in public,
somewhere
so people
public.
can see them. Yeah,
And by the way, the reason that they agree to this whole
fake
dating thing is because Olive tells Adam what's going on with Jeremy and On, and he's just like, oh yeah, I guess you need my, like, what?
Yeah.
I'd be like, just tell your friend I'd be like, just tell your friend she actually can't fuck your ex-boyfriend because the way they met was gross and weird. And also, do your friends like you? I don't think so.
Yeah, and also it seems like everyone in your life is disloyal.
Yeah. And Adam is trying to convince the board.
Where do they go? Stanford University? It's that one,
Yeah,
right?
Stanford.
Yeah, they're at Stanford. He's trying to convince the board that he needs, like, basically his funds for the school year were locked for X, Y, and Z reason, and
because they're scared that Adam is
leaving.
Not committed because he doesn't have a family.
Yeah.
He's not married.
They think he's gonna leave to go to Harvard, and he's like, but I need my funds so I can,
do anything,
do my program. So he's like, I
need my funds.
Yeah, I need my fucking funds. So therefore, I will fake date this random girl, so that way they'll think that I'm staying here. Girl, that was so see-through. This is another thing about the main character. She was stupid. For a scientist, she was so dumb. It was
you just wanted to fuck her so bad.
It was such false humility, I felt.
Yeah.
Like, girl, get serious. I would from get be like, oh yeah, you want your funds. Sure you do. You are the hotshot PhD, like, head of this board. Everyone's afraid of you.
Yeah.
Like, you are not coming to me asking for help to get your funds.
Yeah.
You want to fuck me.
Imagine he just, like, actually really wanted his funds back and he was like...
And I'm being presumptuous as a fun.
And he's like, you kissed me.
I'm like, you want me so
And he's like, immediately stands up to file a Title IX complaint.
Right.
So that is how the fake dating begins.
Yeah.
I would also like to mention here, she kind of gets into a little spat with her roommate Malcolm because I would love to talk. I'm so excited to talk about this. because Adam is known for being mean to all of his grad students, and he doesn't deliver criticism nicely, and everybody has to redo their I didn't go to college, so I don't know what it would be called.
Their thesis projects or whatever. They're doing like long-term projects, experiments, whatever. And every single person that he's had has come out being like, he scrapped all my ideas, made me start from like the beginning. He's really mean when he gives criticism. Like, people are always leaving his office crying. And Malcolm was one of his grad students, so he was always getting like shafted left and right by Adam.
Well, however, I need to talk fast because there's a lot. However, she even says Malcolm is just here to get a degree and then go off and be rich because his parents are rich and they don't want to have a poor person's son. So it's like, okay, well, if you don't even care, then like, why don't you go to something easier instead of doing something that's this hard? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, of course he's like, I would hope that if I was paying for a PhD, my professors wouldn't just be like,
yeah,
A+, and then send me out into the very difficult world of, I don't even know what being a scientist, like, what does that even mean?
Frankly, they were talking about this a little bit during the book, but those parts of the book, like, going in one ear out the other, babe, like, I gotta be honest. But I think they were talking about, like, some people actually do, like, field work and do projects, and, like, actually, you know, practice science so that they can...
What does that mean?
Like, you know, people who are, like, trying to cure cancer, or people who are who are making new vaccines, or, like, stuff like that. Running trials, doing tests, and then, like, figuring out, you know...
But, like, I feel like... I don't know, I guess she's the one with the PhD, but it seems insane to me that even at grad school level, I want to be a scientist. Did you notice that?
Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm like, how do you even really... Like,
but I guess I don't have a PhD, so, you know,
this was all really above me.
You know?
Anyways.
So they have their first coffee date, and they just kind of have, like, normal first date conversations. Okay, it says, my note here says, see page 74 to get pissed off. So we're going to page 74.
Off to page 74.
As we speak. So, they go on this date, this coffee shop date, and just have, like, normal first date talk. Normal stuff. And...
yeah. I don't even think, like, at first time they go, I feel like it's pretty, like, transactional.
I don't know, I disagree. It felt very first date-y to me.
Well, I say transactional in the point where, like, they're both not, I don't think either of them are really, like, we're here to, like, none of them have, like, feelings. Well, she doesn't, at least.
They're like, we're not going to be miserable.
Yeah.
We're here, we're not going to be miserable.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, okay, we'll talk, but, like, you know, I feel like it's different near that, like, later. But...
That's true. That's true, for sure.
And he has a really, like, dry...
responses.
Responses and sense of humor, but I thought that was hot. And also, like, you know, he
was
cheeky.
I love when a man, like, doesn't like me at all.
Right. Like, I'm like, I love it when he's, like, kind of just, like, there's, like, nothing.
I love when, like, I talk to him and he looks bored.
Yeah.
I love when I compliment him and he goes, thanks.
Yeah. Like, it's just, like, I know. Something about the fact that he's, like, 7 feet tall. And, like, he's wearing all black, he's hot, he's really, really intelligent, like, really, really smart, and, like, everyone's afraid of him.
Intimidating.
But, like, he's really soft and warm towards me, but he's still very, like, reserved and quiet. I love a man who shuts up.
We're saying this as if we have experienced this.
No, I haven't. The man I had before didn't shut up. I love a man who shuts up.
But anyways, the reason I have, the note I have in my notes here is, go see page 74 to get pissed off. The reason that I wrote that note is because it's one of many comments. She says, thanks for buying me 3 days worth of food. He bought her a muffin and a coffee. Now, like I said, I understand you're a college student. You're not going to get sushi every three nights a week. However, I do think there is a line that shouldn't be crossed when you're in a book, and it's like, you shouldn't be putting anything harmful in your books. You shouldn't be making people think that even if you don't have money, because this girl is not, like, broke. No. She lives in California.
Yeah.
And goes to Stanford.
And lives in her own apartment that she pays for on her own.
Yeah, like, she can buy a box of pasta.
Yeah.
And even if that's not true and I don't know what I'm talking about, you wrote the book. So you can make it so she has enough money.
Yeah.
Like, remember in My Roommate is a Vampire when she made the rent $200?
Right.
See, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that. If that's
so
what you
true.
want to do, you can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she shouldn't, that is harmful, that is that is pro-Anna content.
Yeah.
That is harmful.
Yeah.
And also, there's other ways to express that she's poor. All of my socks have holes in them because I don't want to spend $3 on socks.
Yeah.
I want to spend $3 on a vodka Diet Coke.
Yeah.
That's what I want to spend my $3
Yeah.
on.
Or if she wanted to be like, if she really wanted to keep the line in there of her being like, thanks for paying for all my food for the next week, she should have had her be like, I'm going to get this and that and that and that.
She does
and that,
do
and
that
and
later,
and that.
but this one was only a muffin, and there's a
Yeah.
reason why it's in there, and it's because you want to include that she's really skinny. I don't want to be presumptuous and say you don't like fat people. I'm assuming you're just thin, but this is harmful content.
And a lot of people say that, like, her books, I haven't read any of her other books, but
all
people
of
say,
her books include.
yeah, and like the people that
thin.
it's very self-insert, like she was like self-inserting herself. So, I don't know. It's like, I understand.
Well, you know what? Actually, I do that too. When I write myself as the main character, I'm like, not only was she thin, but her knockers were also size triple D, and it didn't make her
and up to her
hurt
eyebrows.
somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she also had eyelashes up to her eyebrows as well, and
Yeah.
it didn't look weird. It looked really cute on her. Everyone
Yeah.
else that did it looked weird, but when she did it,
It looked really good. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I would
Yeah.
never put something harmful in a book.
Yeah.
That is harmful.
Yeah, I think it was just like, it was a choice. It's a choice. And you made that choice, and it wasn't just one time. It was over and over and over again.
It was a lot, yeah.
Mm.
But I digress. Let's move on. We also find out that Olive is trying to move to Harvard. I'm also confused. Is she
What?
graduating?
No. This also a little bit confused me. I kind of just understand.
She's trying to go work in a lab in Harvard.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was kind of like a study abroad kind of thing, because she's still in
for
school.
Another university.
Well, yeah, that's what study
People
abroad
with-
is. You go to a different university. Yeah, when you do like study abroad, they send you to a university at like a partnership school.
Oh.
So like when I was gonna do that study abroad in Italy, there was a school in Italy that I was gonna go to study at, and they like you get credits from it. So that's what I assumed this kind of was. Obviously, I don't think it's like the same exact kind of system, but I assume because she's like not graduating, because it's not like she was going as like, I want to start my career and I'm starting my career doing this thing. She was saying like, I want to work on this particular project about pancreatic cancer for my school project or for my school experiment or whatever, my thesis, and I want to do it in a lab that has better equipment, that has a lot of, like, more funds to help
Crazy
me.
that you go to Stanford and...
She's like, there's no funds here. She kind of explained it by saying that her graduate professor is, like, leaving
He's retiring.
the program.
He or she, I don't remember which.
I think it was she. She's, like, leaving the program, and they're not as committed, and their funds have been dried up at this point, so she's like, I need to go somewhere else so that I can really work on my project. And so the person that she sought out for this opportunity is someone who also works in like the pancreatic cancer or the cancer in general field.
His name is Tom Benton.
Tom Benton.
That really sounds quite similar to Tom Felton.
It does.
When I was writing our outline, I wrote Tom Belton, and I was like, that cannot be right. And it's not. It's Tom Benton, but I just thought that was interesting.
Good fan cast though. I agree. Good one.
I love him. I've seen a lot of hate towards him because they're like, because he can't move on from Harry Potter, which is true. He can't. But
why should he? Yeah, I'll never move on.
So I moved right on to the second coffee date, but that seems like fast.
I mean, there's also a lot of like stuff in between their like, you know, the actual dates and things of them interacting, of her like doing her science, that it was like flying way over my head, unfortunately. Something to know about me, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. That's not true. I'm intelligent. We're both intelligent. I don't understand science.
You said what?
Not the sharpest tool in the shed. I mean, Exhibit A.
I thought you said the smartest hole. I was like,
Where did you... Girl, no.
I was like, why would you say that?
Exhibit A. We're not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm just kidding. I'm not a science brain, so all of this was going over my head completely.
Our podcast is We Read Books. Us. I didn't really read the book.
And I didn't get it either, the parts that I did read.
But yeah, so there's like a lot of just like small interactions between the two of them. I want to go ahead and just fast forward to the second coffee date.
Yeah.
Where they do bump into Draco Malfoy outside the coffee shop, and turns out they're bestie vibes.
Right. She's like, oh my god, this guy I was going to talk to later to interview for this position, and then, like, why is he dapping up Adam?
Ugh.
Why are they kissing?
Oh my god, can I tell you something? It is so embarrassing when men dap each other up.
Oh my god, humiliating, right? What are you guys doing?
It's even more embarrassing when a man says hello to a woman. When you're dating him. It's like, oh my god, you're trying to embarrass me right now.
Yeah. What's going on?
Anyways, and Tom suggests they do, like, a mock interview in front of Adam. And Tom's being a fucking weirdo during it. He's asking her, like, why do you want to do fucking pancreatic clues? Are you... Ooh. He's like, why the fuck do you want to do pancreatic cancer, you fucking loser, you fucking twig ass bitch, I hate skinny bitches, fuck the skinny bitches, we're the fat ass, you know, and Adam is like, you don't have to tell him, you got it, babe. He's being hot.
He's being hot, for sure.
We find out why she cared so much about pancreatic cancer, and it was because Olive's mom passed of pancreatic cancer, and from what I gathered from the book, was that it seems like they catch it always pretty late, and by then it's too late.
Yeah.
So her goal is she wants to find a way to catch it early.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is a very cool project. And Tom is like, well, I need you to write me a 1 million page paper and give it to me tomorrow. About...
Can you do it?
About pancreatic cancer and your project.
And she's like, yeah, of course I can do it. I'm skinny.
Duh. Obviously.
If I was fat, I'd be worried. But...
You're done. So she's like, yeah. And so she leaves in a hurry. She's like, I gotta go do this right now and get him the papers. And now she's like, also like, damn, this is a little bit anxiety-inducing because we're fake dating, and now this man thinks that we're dating, and he thinks I'm dating this guy who is... It's messy. It's messy. So it's like a little bit...
But before she gives him the paper... she goes to Tom's talk. I guess it's like a TED Talk.
Yeah, he's just giving like a
lecture.
Yeah, a lecture.
And it's like really busy there because everyone in the program is there.
Well, Tom is like a hotshot in the science community. Is that what you would call it?
One has to giggle. One has to giggle a little bit. I mean, I'm sorry.
What you call it?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh my god, Tom Benton's here. So everyone like files into this tiny ass.
And I bet he's like
auditorium.
5'2".
Literally.
No offense.
He was giving chode.
Ooh.
He had chody energy.
Ooh.
He did. Yeah.
So, I guess, so it's really busy at his talk, and like all the seats are full. Don't piss me off. So On is like, just sit on his lap. Nobody's gonna think it's weird. We're all adults. Hey, I'm gonna let you know right now, if I was, because imagine your professor, and it's not even that. I don't know how to word this because I don't have a PhD, but it's kind of giving, he's like a guidance counselor almost. Mm-hmm. Like, what's that word? And he's an advisor.
Yeah.
Like, imagine your professor and advisor is letting a girl your age sit on it. Like, he's also destroying his own credibility. Like, I guess it's not really that big a deal for her. If I were her, I'd be like, yeah, I'm fucking him. but for him, like, that would be embarrassing. Like, and I'm actually, I don't really care about, I'm one for fuck your coworkers. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna say that. I'm one for, I just think you should do that. I think you really should. But, so if I were her.
I mean, the way they explain it away, I mean, by this point, everyone in the program knows that they're dating. Obviously, they're fake dating, but everyone in the program thinks they're dating.
But it's one thing to, like, see them at Starbucks.
Right.
It's another to sit on his lap. And also, she's like leaning up on him. It's not even like, oh, she's just kind of like, they're awkwardly sharing a chair, and it kind of looks like she's sitting on his lap a little bit.
It's like if you're dating your coworker, and it's like, okay, it's fine to date your coworker, and like, it's okay, everyone's okay with it.
Right.
But then
But it's another thing when you fuck in the mop closet.
It's another thing when you go to the meeting on Wednesday morning.
You're like,
and you guys are like tonguing.
Ew.
And everyone's like, wait. Not in the office, babe. You know?
Everyone's like, wait. Everyone.
At the same time. Yeah.
I thought that was so weird. And she only does it because
Yeah, On's like, do it. And she's like, oh, I guess I have to sit in your lap. And he's like, okay.
He's like.
And again, he's being so hot about it. He's being so hot about it. He He was like, again, you know what it is? He's not overly eager. That's what I like about him. He's so chilled.
But he wants it.
Exactly. He wants it bad, but
Yeah.
he's not overly eager.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So...
I did not like the scene, and I also have yet another...
I mean, yeah, it was definitely, like, weird.
We're going to take a brief pause and go to page 96. So the note here that I wrote was, see page 96 to get pissed off. So the sentence is, on Yelp when a first year from neuroscience, who weighed about 4 times as much as she did, stepped on her toe.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember now. Yep, yeah.
You're, again, this is harmful. You know it's harmful because
You're a bitch.
Oh, look at that. She took it out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
I don't think we have to say anything more than that.
You're a bitch. So unnecessary to include that.
Why couldn't she just say, someone stepped on her foot and it hurt? She had to say, someone who is 4 times...
4 times is so mean. Like...
Which, and obviously, an extreme
Also-
exaggeration. We're cutting this out, but if you took my weight and times it by 4, it'd be 800 pounds. Fuck you, Ali Hazelwood. I just did that math.
Me too, by the way. Me too, by the way. It's not funny. But what's funny is just the despair when Richard was sad. After Tom's talk, for some reason, like, someone's car breaks down in the parking lot. And so Adam just goes and pushes it. It's so ridiculous.
Imagined it. Like, the way she was describing it, she was like, because she's all the time, she's like, he's so lean, whatever. He's so, like, lean but muscular. Suddenly he's, like, transforms into the Hulk, and he's pushing the car by himself. Like, his muscles are like, boom, 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 boom. And he's, like, really lifting the car off the floor. Like, what the fuck? Imagine him pushing, like, a school bus.
Well, she also made it sound like the car, like, she was acting like the car, like he was a hero, because the car broke down in the middle of the parking lot.
Girl, if y'all don't
It
do
wasn't
a
on
3-point
fire.
turn,
Yeah.
like, everyone's like, wow, he saved the day.
Me when I can't do a 3-point turn, I don't know what to do, and I start sweating.
Oh my god, please, I need you to move this car. I can't go home.
I'd be like laying on my car, like, Adam, can you push mine? It works fine, I just...
Can you push my car? Can you drive me home?
Can you push the car while I drive it home? And On, again, is just, like, not her friend, and tells her to run up to Adam and just kiss him.
She's like, he did something heroic, go kiss him.
What? Heroic, girl, if you don't do a 3-point turn. She can't do a 3-point turn either, that's why she thought it was
Yeah, heroic.
heroic, yeah.
Yeah.
What? Again, your friend does not like you, babe.
What the fuck? You should go kiss our, like, professor in front of everyone.
Yeah, and also, by the way, if you ever find yourself in this situation and your friend is trying to tell you it's not weird, they're lying to you. They're for sure gonna... Ooh, they have a separate group chat without you, and they're sending that bad photo of you in that group chat. And, yeah, so it's like a few days later, and Olive is, of course, in the lab making potions, I assume. And
Yeah.
some guy walks in the door. His name is Greg, by the way, name of my dog. Comes in and is like, you tell your fucking boyfriend to raise my grade.
Gregory comes in hot as fuck.
Well,
Hello?
And then also, his friend tries to, like, apologize for him, and he's like, you know, he just wants to... I burped. He just wants to move in with his wife. Okay, is it my fucking fault that you chose to get married before you had a job?
Right.
Oh, what if I said that?
What if...
Gregory?
Yeah, she needed to stand behind her man, because if she was really... This is, you know what? She's not committing to the bit. Because if she was really committing to the bit, she would have stood there and been like, my boyfriend clearly thought your project was shit.
Yeah.
Redo it.
Yeah. Maybe you should take notes. Maybe then you'd know how to push a car.
Right.
Maybe then you'd have a hottie sitting on your lap during the fucking talk, and he's like, I'm married.
Maybe you shouldn't be. Maybe your project would be better.
But she's so mean to Adam about it. She texts him for the first time.
Ever.
This is the first time she's ever texted him, and is like, why did you fail Gregory? And he's like, I can't talk about He is so kind, respectful, and tries to set a boundary, and is like, I can't talk about other students with you. That would make our relationship inappropriate. It's already inappropriate. But
I beg to differ. I don't think their relationship's inappropriate.
It's the way they're acting.
Well, the way they're acting in front of other people, like at school stuff, yes, that's inappropriate. But their relationship in general is inappropriate.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But he's like, doing this would make our relationship inappropriate, and I'm straight up. He's like, okay. He's not straight up uncomfortable, but to me, he was giving uncomfortable.
I mean, the way he was texting, it was like, this is not okay, and this is uncomfortable for me. Like, yeah, please stop. But being very respectful and mature about it. And she's like, but you couldn't have at least been nicer about the way you delivered your criticism. And he's like, it's not my job to be nice. I don't have to be nice. And also she ends it off by saying, fuck you. Yeah, that was, my jaw actually hit the floor. Yeah, somebody said fuck you to me, text message or otherwise. Yeah, that's the end of that relationship. Not only did she say fuck you, but it was the first time they had ever texted. And also, she is being so out of line, coming to him. It doesn't matter if you guys aren't even actually dating. You guys are just like having a pseudo friendship. So the idea that you think that you can go to this man who is a professor and tell him how to do his job is so wildly inappropriate. Where do you get off, actually? Like, what gives you... Skinny people rule the world, and she clearly thinks so. Seriously, it's an apocalypse. That's the thing, is that it's like, how were we supposed to feel like she was likable or valid or justified in any of these moments? I literally was like, this is so unjustifiable. I would like to quickly pause real quick. I would like to add another point to the argument that she's a cunt. That she's... You know what? I mean it. We never get to see him actually deliver any criticism. She just tells us that everybody thinks, and, like, I get it, like, we've certainly all had those professors that, like, that seem really mean, but, like, at the end of the day, it's like, you don't know him personally, and it's like, if you're the one that chose to sign on to this relationship, like, you gotta let that shit go. You're so right. We do never get to see, I didn't even think about that. We've only ever seen him be incredibly kind to her. Yeah. And, like, again, like, I still don't think, like, if I was friends with a professor that was known for being a dick, like, I would not throw the word fuck you in their face, having never seen them deliver criticism. Yeah. Also, again, inappropriate. So inappropriate. That is his job. Imagine someone saying fuck you for doing your job. Yeah. And he literally says, I don't ever make it personal. I don't ever come for, like, whatever. Like, I'm literally strictly talking about his science. And strictly talking about what the project is. And it's success. I don't want them to leave here and be bad. He's like, I don't want them to leave and be bad scientists. Yeah. Because it's harmful. Oh. Literally. If you're making bad science, girl, you could kill people. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Straight up. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, she has some fucking nerve to do that. Like, that actually was so crazy. Like, that is insane. Can you actually imagine... Like, no. say someone texts you today, like a 15-year-old, who also, like, you know, works part-time at your job, or not even, just, like, an intern, and they're like, you should do your job better. Fuck you. I'd be like, I'm quitting. Different. I'm going to Harvard. Yeah. Yeah. But he was being very, very, very mature. Oh, I love him. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, and also, like, I would like to point out that I feel like this really shows their age gap, but he's, like, mid to late 30s. I think they say he's, like, 32, he says at some point, or 34. So neither of those are mid or to late. Anyways, he's older than her by, like, they describe it as an age gap romance, so clearly by, like, a little bit at least. Yeah. And she's, like, 26, 27, 28 -ish. Yeah, I would say 26. Yeah. Like, it's not like she's young and stupid. Like, she's got to have at least 1 degree at this point, and she's 26. Oh. She's not, you cannot use the, I just lost my temper argument anymore. Fuck you that is a bad word. That's a bad word. It's very unnecessarily, aggressive for a conversation that you guys shouldn't even be having because it has nothing to do with you. Yeah. And again, she should have literally just been like, she should have just told that man, Greg, hey, this is inappropriate. I have nothing to do with this. Also, another thing, Greg, married, also has at least 1 degree. Right. Get mature. Right. Get mature. Get mature.
But, like, if you're old enough to get married and live with your partner, then you're old enough to understand that yelling at another human being in a workplace is unprofessional.
Because of the actions of her
boyfriend.
Like, what the hell does this have to do with me?
Not shit to do with me. He was like, you need to fuck him better. That's what he should have said. Then he would have won the argument.
Period. He left that room like, I won that.
I hate that. It's like when that one girl said bouncing about.
Bouncing about! Oh my god. Not the callback to that book.
In the Zodiac Academy.
Please. Yeah, but after this,
they just move on.
Yeah, I mean, the next chapter is like a department picnic or something.
Mm-hmm.
Where like the entirety of like the science department. Ooh.
Uh-oh. It's getting bad.
It's getting worse and worse. We're not even drinking. They have a picnic, and she goes to the picnic, and Adam's like playing frisbee, and everyone is like, "Oh my god, is that Adam? Why is he so fucking ripped?"
Wait, I'm sorry.
What's going on?
It just started spinning. You're quite stupid. Can you imagine Adam Driver throwing a frisbee? By the way,
I'd like not to.
I will. Give me a sec. It was hot.
Okay. They're like, damn, he's so ripped. And then here comes...
Because he's shirtless.
Here comes fucking Warrior On, being like, hey, you should go put sunscreen on your man. And then dumps a shitload of sunscreen into her hands. I'm killing you, dude. Stop.
Well, also, I would have just gone, this $15 sunscreen that you bought, watch this.
Literally.
If you're gonna cause such a fucking problem. She could have, you know what else? She should have just said, like, we got in a fight last night, I really don't want to, like, this is not how I want to make up.
Well, she can't think on her feet. That's a problem.
Because she's an idiot.
Every time anything happens, she's like,
I've just sexually assault someone.
Yeah, literally.
But of course she just does it. She just rubs sunscreen on his back in front of her boss and his boss.
Yeah, and everyone that works and
all of his grad
school.
Students.
Yeah, everyone who works
all
in
of
the
her
school,
peers.
All of her peers, all of her professors, everyone.
Again, if your
everyone.
friend does this to you in a setting in which it is not, go put sunscreen on your boyfriend's back. He's burning because he's a white man. And
yeah. He's standing in the pasty hot sun. Yeah.
He's literally reflecting the sun. Please go put some sunscreen on that man. And you're at a public beach. Then you can do it. But this is so inappropriate.
So inappropriate. So weird.
And she also calls her Freckles McFreckleface. Okay. Nothing wrong with having freckles, but that's a high school bully, or not a middle school bully thing to say. Freckles McFreckleface.
Like, it's not giving that on as your friend. Yeah,
On is a villain. On is my villain origin story,
Seriously.
actually. And I wasn't even there.
And meantime, in between time, her and Jeremy are like, like, could you not put more insult in my injury?
Yeah, no, she seriously, like, I don't even want to say she's a good friend, because I don't think she's a good friend, but she's so much better than me for just, like, letting it happen. Because she was like, to be fair, she's like, I never really liked him anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess.
True.
But, like, I don't know, they met through, that's awful.
The circumstances were not okay with me.
No.
But yeah, when she's doing the sunscreen situation, they're like talking, and she's basically like, haha, sorry for kind of being crazy. Aren't I so funny and charming? And he's like, yeah, bro, it's fine.
Of course it's fine, because she's skinny. And white. And
he's so forgiving, because he's a man. A good man. Let me start over.
Yeah, I was like...
I heard it, and it was not right.
I was just confused.
He's so forgiving, because he's a good man. That's a good man, Savannah. Yeah. We love him. I love him.
So Olive gives Tom the paper. She goes over to Adam's house and gives Tom the paper, and Tom offers her a spot. And she's like, "Here." That's all I want to talk about from that. And I'm going to move right along.
She goes to his house, though, which is like... Or Tom, like... I kind of thought that maybe Tom was sniffing out the fact that... Well, like, they weren't actually dating. Because he was like, why don't you come to his house to give me the paper? Like, why are we not doing this in a professional setting? The lines are getting really blurry. Right?
I don't know. I mean, he was staying at Adam's house.
I guess. But it's like, if we're doing something... like, we can hang out at his house if we're hanging out for, like, leisure. We're, like, having an interview for me coming to work in your lab. Would you not want to do that? Point. Like, at the school or not?
But what would that have to do with her and Adam dating?
I just meant because, like, he was like, we'll come to Adam's house. to do it. And I'm like, well, no, we should not do this here. Especially under, like, her boyfriend's roof. I just feel like there's some kind of lines that are blurring here that shouldn't be.
But what does that have to do with him sussing out that her and Adam weren't dating?
Oh, because sorry. Because I was like, I feel like he was saying that to kind of, like, see what her response would be like, or just, like, kind of make her uncomfortable.
But she leaves Adam's house, and this is really quick, I'm going to touch on it real quick. They go to get flu shots together, and they call it Flucella. Because Adam's afraid of needles. That's not hot. When I tell you that is not hot, it is so... Have you guys ever dated a man that is stupid and weak and insecure and embarrassing? Because I have. And when they have their stupid little quirks that are stupid, and they're like, I'm afraid of needles, will you go get the... No. Hey, no.
In his defense...
Hey. No, because you're a man. Man up before I hit you with a knife.
I mean, okay, yeah, definitely, like, what, like... In his defense, she forced him to go. He wasn't finna go there, and she was like, we need to go get our flu shots. And he was like,
no, but
wait.
I think the audience was supposed to think he was cute for being afraid of the needle.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But she's forgetting that I have dated men that do embarrassing things and are embarrassing, and their little quirks are embarrassing, when I would have to go out and be embarrassed because they were acting embarrassing. And because they think it's cute. It's not cute. They think they're giving, like, vulnerable...
Yeah, but I don't think...
It's like, you know what would be really vulnerable? Go through your Instagram following list and unfollow every woman on it.
Let's sit here together and talk about how you know each and every one of these women. Okay. But I think you're right. I think she wanted us to be like, oh my god, he's so cute and quirky. But I don't think he...
I'm forgetting that he's hot.
Yes, that. And I don't think he was trying to be like, oh, I'm cute and quirky, because it wasn't like he was like, we should get our flu shots, but I'm nervous. He was like, can we go do science? And she's like,
defending him right now?
Because I love him. I'm gonna write for him like you wrote for Alex Volkov. Yeah.
I thought that was really annoying. We also meet one of Adam's friends because him and Olive work together. His name is Holden. And Holden tells this, like, actually really cute story about how Holden used to get bullied for being gay. And so Adam took him to the prom.
Yeah.
Read my note on that. It's gonna make you laugh.
Adam gaily agreed to be his date to the prom while being gay. Goodbye. I thought that was really sweet, too. I did.
Holden will become more relevant later.
Yeah.
I think they just wanted to get us, like, comfortable with him.
Yeah. She does mention offhandedly earlier in the book that, like, Malcolm has had a big crush on Holden, like,
Holden
forever.
is the grossest name I think I've ever heard.
Seriously, really gross. Remember that one character from Pretty Little Liars named Holden? Actually, wait, I don't think I found him gross.
No, he was gross. Remember, he would go to fight classes.
So true. Why are you doing that at your grown age?
16!
You're right. I always forget that show is for, like, high schoolers.
But while Holden is telling her this story, Holden also tells her about this amazing girl that Adam... Sorry, I'm getting annoyed because I'm just already annoyed at the miscommunication that's about to happen.
Yeah.
This amazing girl that Adam has known for years, and she just, like, assumes it's not her, even though they've been working together this entire time, working near and at this point she's already realized that it was him in the bathroom that day.
Oh yeah, she realizes it's in the car with him one time. Yeah.
Why is it so shocking that it would be you? Because if he was actually in love with some amazing girl, he would not be, okay, he might be fake dating you, but he would not let you put sunscreen on him at the picnic.
No.
He would not let you sit on his lap in a professional setting,
Yeah.
and he definitely wouldn't let you kiss him in public.
He wouldn't have let you kiss him the first time, because he would have been like, we're not fake. There was no reason for you to do that. Maybe after the fake dating was established, fine, we can...
Well, yeah, because why would he need to be fake dating if he wants to
Exactly.
be with this girl?
Exactly. And also, if he was trying to fake date to, like, make this girl jealous, then he would have said that from get.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been like, oh, I'm doing it for my funding. Again, why I think she's stupid.
Yeah.
It's like this fake, like,
there's this
humble.
obsession. It's that fake humble.
Yeah.
And this obsession. I hate miscommunication tropes.
Me
and
too.
I feel like everyone hates miscommunication tropes. Like,
everyone hates them. They're always bad.
yeah,
I hate them.
this fake humble thing. Fake humble is for surely the word.
Yeah.
Also around this time, Olive confesses her love for Adam to Malcolm. Don't get too excited. To Malcolm, her roommate.
Yeah, he's the only one who knows that the fake dating isn't real.
Because she idiotically... this woman is the author is a PhD. And so Olive goes to the Starbucks where her and Adam meet
every
at
Wednesday.
the same time every Wednesday. That's where she chooses. They live together. Just go home. Why are you doing this in public? I wouldn't want to have this confession
At
in
the
public.
date and time of your meetup. Hello?
But she forgot.
Yeah, she forgot. And she's, like, saying that she's, like, obsessed with... Or not.
I don't think...
She's saying that she really likes someone and is telling Malcolm. And Malcolm's like,
He's, like, on fire.
Olive, right behind you.
And she's like, he's right behind me, isn't he? And yes, he is. And so she's just like, I was talking about someone else. Like, that is the most Disney Channel ass scene that I think she could have ever written in her entire life.
Yeah.
He comes up behind her, and then she still manages to miscommunicate.
Yeah.
Girl, just turn around and be like... Because what's worst case, they stop fake dating.
Yeah.
They don't actually work directly together.
Yeah, they don't have to
They don't have to interact. If she's, like, in love with him... So the main climactic event is this conference where people just give a bunch of TED Talks, I guess.
Once again, the science is above me. I think this is a place where people do, like, lectures. It's like a whole week or weekend
They go and make potions together.
They go and make potions together. Yeah, they all are sitting there making their witch's brew. And she gets invited to get...
Lisa is so funny.
She gets invited to give a talk on her, like, pancreatic cancer project, and she's like, oh my god, I'm so bad at public speaking, I'm terrified.
This talk is at Harvard, by the way, and Adam is the keynote speaker.
Yes, he is. Yeah, it's like a weekend full of just science. Everyone's going.
And witch's brew.
Yeah, and witch's brew. So, well, basically she's like, well, we're all gonna go, and On's like, ooh, sorry, bestie, I'm bunking with Jeremy, my new man. And she's like, okay, what about me, bitch? And she was like, well, I just assumed you're gonna stay with your man, which I guess is not a crazy assumption to make.
No, it is.
But, girl, we were always planning to go together.
Well, also, Adam's the keynote speaker. Maybe he's wants a room by himself, which would also be fair, I think.
And maybe just communicate that, not the day before,
me.
or, like, 2 days before we're leaving for the conference.
Yeah. It didn't even sound like she was planning to go.
Yeah. It was just, it literally just sounded like, once again, On was just not considering her at all, ever.
Yeah, and she's like, well, obviously I'm gonna room with him. It's like, she's not even like, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
like,
sorry,
I
I
just
didn't think. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, well, why would we?
Yeah, she's like,
why would I ask you? I'm gonna stay with my man and fuck the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't fuck the shit out of him because he didn't like you because he liked me.
Yeah, literally.
And they'll, like, make out in front of her, too, by the way.
All the time. Oh, I couldn't do that.
No, me either. I'm trying to think of a time where... Because it wouldn't even matter, because, again, like, Olive did not like this man. And she makes it really clear that she's like, honestly, I don't even like being around him that much.
Yeah.
She's like, he's kind of...
fuck that man.
He's kind of annoying, I don't really care. But... It's just, like, so disrespectful and so
weird.
Gross that it's like, you just did that right in front of my face. Like, what if I really did like him and just hadn't told you yet?
Yeah. When I catch you?
Yeah, on, watch your back. Ali Hazelwood, watch your fucking back, dude.
Yeah.
I'm about to steal your PhD.
You're gonna steal the certificate, like the paper copy?
It's not yours anymore.
Well, Adam finds out about it, and he's like, you can just sleep in my room. Like, you can stay with me. And she's
Obviously.
like, yeah, duh.
Well, no, she's like, no. She's like, no. She kind of, like, avoids it at first, and she's like, there's only gonna be one bed. That's how it works. There's only one bed. I'd actually be like, okay.
But yeah. Girl, we'll just sleep on opposite corners. We'll be fine. If it's really that much of an issue for you.
Because the first time I read this...
Like...
Because the first time I read this, I was like, oh, it's so cute that she's acknowledging a trope. But then there's not one bed.
Yeah. She gets there and she's like, there's 2 beds.
Oh, that's above you? Oh, is that above you? But the fake dating and the grumpy sunshine, that's not above you, but the one bed.
Yeah. It's like, we're going into every other trope. Which, mind you, I like those tropes.
Yeah, me too.
Don't get it twisted.
I like one bed.
I love one bed. I love fake dating trope. Oh. I guess we differ.
I hate fake dating. It's so stupid.
I like fake dating trope.
Who does it benefit, ever?
It's not about the benefit. It's
But
about...
it doesn't make sense.
Well, it never... Yeah. Does it ever... Do any of these tropes ever make sense?
Yeah, one bed, duh. We're gonna fuck in it.
Whatever. Moving on. Yeah, we're gonna fuck in it. Duh.
But Ollie gives her top. Ooh.
Ollie gives her top.
That's what I said. Olive gives her talk, and she's dressed in like a little biddy for it, and which is fun until it's not.
No. Also, I want to quickly say that I thought it was really, like, sweet when she was, like, freaking out, and he was like, send me all your slides, and send me all your notes, like, I'll look over everything for you, and, like, help you prepare. And he was like, I'll come to your talk, so you have a friendly face. I was like, look at him being supportive. It's sweet. But then they realized he's a keynote speaker, and he can't come to her talk, which actually made him even hotter. I was like, of course he's a keynote speaker.
Oh yeah, there's also this cute scene, like right before she gives her talk, Olive comes in and gives her protein bars that are covered in chocolate, and like midway through the book he mentions that he doesn't like chocolate.
Yeah.
Which I actually thought that was cute, that
I
they
thought
were
it was
covered
cute.
in chocolate.
Yeah.
But also, why doesn't he like chocolate?
I
Like,
don't know.
girl, come on now.
Again, his little quirks. But I thought it was
like,
really
okay,
sweet.
Alex Volko.
Okay.
I'm getting reminded.
I did think it was sweet that he, like, pulled that out and he left the room, and she was like,
Well, that's another
delicious.
thing is that, like, why would you ever assume that he's not in love with you when he, like,
When
you
he's
noticed.
he came to this conference separately from you, and he packed you snacks.
Packed you snacks that he's not even gonna eat.
No, you don't eat them. No, like, oh,
Like,
share
it's
my
not even,
snacks.
oh, I bought this gel mix, feel free to eat.
Yeah.
Like, that's
He brought
another-
snacks for you.
Yeah. Of course, girl, of course he wants to fuck you bad.
Again, fake humble ass.
When you're skinny, you don't get to be fake humble. Okay? When you're skinny, just say, and shut up.
He wants me, and that's okay. It's okay.
Once. So she gives her talk, and it goes really well. Like Annie said, he helped her with her slides, so she was really prepared. I'm not saying that she did well because he edited the slides. I'm saying that two brains are better than one.
Yeah.
And she was really well prepared.
Yeah, she was very well prepared, and she felt confident, and, like, she was like, I had some fumbles and tumbles here and there, but, like, I did it.
But for the most part, I ate.
Yeah.
Tom comes up to her and says some sexist stuff about how she's obviously only fucking Adam to get... I don't really know what
He basically goes on some, like, long-winded tangent, being like, oh, like, well, so are you gonna come to my room later, or what's up?
Are you gonna fuck me too?
Yeah, and she's
Basically.
like, wait, what? And he's like, come on, get serious. Like, you don't actually think that you were chosen to give this talk. Like, you're a nobody. And
You're Adam's girlfriend, that's who you are.
You're Adam's
the
girlfriend. That's
only reason you're here.
Yeah. The only reason why you're here is because everyone knows you're Adam's girlfriend and they let you get in. And, you know, obviously you can't tell me you didn't wear that dress for my benefit. And I can see why Adam likes you with your legs and your whatever. Like, clearly you learned at a young age that you need to fuck to get ahead. And she was like, stupid.
Oh, and he says something bad too. He's like, nobody's gonna give a fuck about your mom or your kindergarten teacher or whoever it is.
Yeah, whoever the fuck it is that died. No one gives a fuck. I certainly don't. But I'll let you use my lap if you fuck me. This is wildly offensive to,
Really offensive.
to assume that that's what's happening.
Sexist.
And
this is harassment.
harassment, and then to tell me that I'm an ancient scientist and that I am an idiot and that
Nobody's gonna care about my mom.
no one cares about your mom or no one cares about your science. And then she's like, well, then I'm just not gonna come, I'm gonna report you, I'm not gonna come work for you. And he's like, that's hilarious because you sent me all of the information about your project, so I'll just steal all your data.
And who's gonna believe you?
Yeah, you're a fucking no one.
And he tells her straight up, he's like, who do you think is gonna believe you? Who do you think Adam is gonna believe, me or you? Mean. And I feel like that's, everyone's like, mean is like too light a word. I mean that genuinely. You are a mean person and you don't deserve to live.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
I just want to make something really clear. I would kill him.
Yeah.
Like, in this moment, I think I would
Yeah.
be so angry, I think I would push him
Yeah,
off the stage.
all jokes aside, like, this is horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, really, this
Want to
is-
make it clear what
Yeah.
side I'm on, which is not his.
We are set.
So sexist. That is harassment. So unprofessional.
Just awful. Just
So
really awful.
Unfair being a woman is really hard.
Yeah. So she obviously goes back to the room, and is really, really upset. And
Adam is there, and he's like, "Who did this to you?"
Who did this to you?
And Adam and Olive lies, which is fair in this moment. I feel like I don't know if I'd be ready to tell him the truth either, because when those kinds of things happen, it's so easy to blame yourself and to think like, what was I thinking? Really, did I really think that I was gonna be able to work in this lab? When it's like, no, she earned her spot there.
Yeah.
But it's really hard not to doubt yourself in that moment. So I don't blame her for not telling him at all in this moment.
No.
But she doesn't tell him, and so they go on a cute little date. They get like foot burgers or something like that. Not literal foot burgers, but she's like, the burger tastes like foot.
Well, yeah, they get sushi, and he's like, how about we just get fucking burgers? That sushi place looks awful. And she's like, no, burgers taste like foot.
Oh.
Yeah.
She wants sushi and not a burger, huh?
Yeah, when I read that, I was like, I've never had a burger that tastes like foot. I remember a burger I didn't like.
No, me either.
Hasn't happened. Nary a burger I didn't like. So, thanks. Yeah, very confusing, but... Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna take you out then to get your mind off of everything.
And it's so cute. She's like, I don't want to miss the party, but I don't want to miss the free alcohol. And he's like, well, I'll go get you some free alcohol. Well, free for you. Oh my god, my hips would break the way my legs would be spread so bad.
My hips would break.
Like, I'd be like, have you ever seen like an Exorcist movie where the body like flies off of the bed?
Like the body
that would
breaks
be me
with cracking noise.
But that'd be me with my legs. Like, it would just be my legs floating up into the air.
Oh my god, like this would all work on me so
free
easily.
for you. Oh wait, I'm horny.
Adam.
He wouldn't even have to buy the alcohol because I'd be like, oh wait, I'm horny.
Yeah, no need. I'm already there.
And he's like, but I'm like, no need.
No need. Don't waste your money, Bookie. Yeah, they come home from their dinner, and they go back to the hotel, and
they fuck bad.
It's cut right to the chase. I mean,
they fuck bad.
I'm not gonna lie. Let me give you the rundown. I read this chapter on, say, like a Wednesday. Okay? The next day, I read this chapter again. And then I read the next one, and I was like, oh, the sex is still going. So then the next day, I read the same two chapters. I had to take, like, really long breaks in between because I was, like, getting really affected.
Oh, sweaty.
Yeah. So then the next day, I was like, okay, I'll reread again and then keep going. Lo and behold, they're still fucking. So the next day, I had to...
there are a lot of pages in this sex scene, yeah.
Goes on and on, like at least 2 chapters, if not more. And the chapters are long.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to get through it, and I reread it several times before I was like, okay, move on, girl. You can do it. Just keep going.
Yeah, I will say this slow burn, that tension was real building. I was
waiting with bated breath. You know,
on the edge of my seat, like toes are curled, fists is curled, like
yeah. When you're watching a scary movie by yourself and like you're like afraid and you're holding your blanket, like yeah, that's how I felt. Granted, this scene came so late in the book.
Oh, I don't know, I was horny.
I mean, I was horny too, and I love a slow burn, but it was like it came so late in the book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought that this conference was gonna be like a middle of the book situation. It was the end.
Yeah.
Of the book.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was kind of like, I don't know, the way in my mind I always feel like there's like the like peak event happens like in the middle of the book, and then there's all of like the downfall stuff. But I guess again, to me, I thought the ending was really like quick. Mm-hmm. So, because like it wraps up.
And I thought the ending was too long.
Yeah. So.
But I would just like to say a couple quick things about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, he treats her like she's a virgin. It's boring. I don't like that. Again, it kind of seems like you're glamorizing a certain type of woman.
Yeah.
Somebody who's really, really good in the bed, but doesn't have a huge body count is what this is giving.
Mm.
And I think it's because she almost wants to touch on asexual/aromantic.
Mm-hmm.
Because Olive says, I've never really felt sexual attraction until Adam, but I just feel like it comes across as a little bit like you're glamorizing this virginal image.
Yeah.
I think there's a good way to do it. I don't think she really hit the nail on the head with this one.
Also, like, there's a lot of, like, it's very unrealistic to say, you know, to be like, well, this is the first time I'm really doing a lot of this stuff, and then have her be like, oh my god.
8 times.
That, and also, like, have her be like, I'm doing everything right. He's loving it. Everything's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she gives him head, and she's like, this is the first time I'm doing it, and it's, like, rocking his world. And I'm supposed to believe that it's just because he likes her that fucking much?
Yeah. So it's like, what about the next time I have sex? Does my boyfriend not like me because we haven't had sex, and so obviously the first time is not good because...
We don't know each other's bodies like that yet. She's literally... I don't want to get too much into the details of it, but, like, giving head is, like, a really particular thing to do. You know what I mean? And so it's, like... to assume that she can just do it and do it amazingly well on her first time doing it ever.
Yeah.
She's
like,
surely gonna, like, bite his dick off by accident.
Yeah, like, don't piss me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think it's glamorizing this idea of sorry, but this is giving... It's giving... I didn't actually want him to take her virginity, but I wanted it to be really, 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 really close to doing that. That's what it gave to me. Also, she mentions that her stomach concaves. And that you can see her ribs. I don't want to comment on what's healthy and what's not. I'm just saying that for a lot of people, your ribs showing and your stomach concaving, those are very particular words to use.
Yeah.
They are harmful, and you know that, and that's why it's in here, because you want people, like what you said earlier, I thought was a really good point as well.
What the fuck did I say?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she basically, like, the whole scene is giving, like, he's, like, worshiping at her feet. Which, like, we always love when a man is worshiping at the feet of his queen. But, like, to have her continue, like, again, to be, like, I'm, like, you know, the idea of, like, the perfect virginal woman, and then also be, like, there's nothing wrong with being a virgin, which is not what we're saying, obviously, but it's, like, this idea of being,
most
like...
people aren't.
Right.
Most people, by the time they get to 26, are not.
And a lot of people are, too, but that also doesn't, like, it's harmful to be, like, she's doing everything perfectly in your first time, like, you know, you should expect everything to go fantastically well, and, like, and then to have her lay there and be like, my tummy is concaving in on itself, and, like, I'm insecure about it, but he fucking loves it.
Yeah, that's very harmful as well.
Yeah.
That's
like,
harmful.
I'm really, it was harmful to me.
These are very specific word choices. It's one thing to say that she's always felt like she was too thin, and how a lot of people didn't find her sexy. That is probably what you could have said. Because there's always, this sexy woman has curves, but is not fat. It has massive boobs, but it's not fat. Has a big butt, but it's not fat. But a skinny woman is also not good enough.
You know what? I think a lot of the issue...
But again, the word choice is the descriptors that you're using.
A lot of the issue is her word choice.
Yeah.
Because she could have, like, you really could have just said, I've always felt very insecure about how I look, especially being in the nude like this and so vulnerable for the first time.
Concaved is actually insane.
But he makes me feel confident. He makes me feel beautiful. That is achieving the thing you're wanting to do without hurting or being harmful towards...
I think she wanted to represent thin women in this moment because the sexy woman is... I'm not saying this. I'm saying we all know it.
Yeah.
The woman that is over-sexualized is the woman that's curvy. And the woman that is thought of as traditionally beautiful is the thin one.
Yeah.
I don't know if thin people need representation in this way. Again, I think we can move on. I think I've made my point. I don't think thin women need the representation in this way, in the sense that you don't need to be mentioning that her stomach concaves. That's so harmful. That is so disappointing, honestly, to read that a woman as smart as you are put that in her book is really disappointing.
Yeah, it was very disappointing to read. It certainly hurt me, I will say that. I mean, I was like, okay, reading the chapter, like, okay, things are heating up. Oh. And then my erection's gone. Because this just made me feel like shit.
Ooh, my vagina just sewed itself shut.
Yeah.
But you know what else? He comes inside of her.
Yeah.
They don't use a condom, and he comes inside of her. Guys. Again, also, this is harmful too. Why even mention it?
I don't know.
Like, just don't mention that he put a condom on. Like, that was one thing I loved about the Hannah Grace books. Her men weren't fucking without condoms.
So true.
A win for women everywhere.
Yeah.
When a man wears a condom. Yes!
I mean, yeah, I don't know. She mentioned that she was on birth control.
I know that a lot of women, like, enjoy that as well, but coming inside someone is 97% for the man's enjoyment, and your audience is women, don't put it in there. That's why Hannah Grace didn't put it in there. Because it doesn't need to be in there.
Fair point. Yeah, I mean, like, she mentioned very offhandedly...
I'm not saying that there's anything weird or wrong. Or
no, yeah.
You shouldn't. I'm just saying that for the most part, that is for a man to enjoy.
Yeah, and I think it also just should be, like, there's no conversation had here of, like, who have your previous partners been? Because, I mean, there's also more to it than just, like, pregnancy. It's like...
Well, she does say, I'm clean. I would assume he says the same. I can only remember her saying it.
Maybe then I just don't remember. But, yeah, I mean, like, there's more to it than just, like... the pregnancy aspect, so
it's also very vulnerable, and
yeah, like it's very vulnerable. But you know,
disgusting.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but Ali Hazelwood, you're disgusting.
You really, 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 really lost me with the tummy concaving. That hurt my feelings, bae.
So I kind of want to breeze through the rest of this book because it pissed me off so bad.
That's why I said it was also like just quick for me, and I was like, wait.
The next morning, Adam leaves, and Ann and Malcolm come back to her room, and Olive tells her the truth about her and Adam, that they were never actually dating, and she finally stands up for herself and is like, yeah, I only did that because you were pressuring me to, and gives her detailed explanations of...
She said X, Y, and Z time where you pressured me to do something I didn't want to do, and I was like, what? I just wanted you to be comfortable with your man. Girl, not at the school events.
Yeah. And... Olive find out that she has a recording of what Tom said to her because her advisor wanted a copy of the talk. So she was recording it, and she realizes that she actually caught that conversation of Tom. So she's plagued with a dilemma now.
Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, what do I do with this? After she tells Ann and Malcolm about all that, she's like, the next day he's like, oh, like, he goes to a different hotel because he's now moved to Harvard because he's having a interview with them, and because he's actually, like, thinking about moving there. And also him and Tom are working on a project, which is part of the reason why she's like, I don't want to tell him about what happened with Tom because I don't want to ruin his, like, prospective, you know, partnership for this, like, experiment he's really excited about. Like, that would just ruin things for him. So she's like, you know what I have to do? I have to break up with him. I have to end things. He invites her over to his hotel room. He's so excited. She, like, shows up, and he's, like, so excited to see her. And she's like, I think we should just end things here. Like, you got your money. Jeremy and Ann are dating. What's the point anymore? What's the point? Girl, we fucked all night.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Yeah, I literally came inside of you last night, girl.
Are you serious?
Can you imagine that?
I would freak out.
Can you actually imagine that?
I would freak out because of the switch up.
Because now it's giving you just wanted to fuck the whole time.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I wouldn't freak out about someone... the freak out I would have would be like, you just switched up on me on a dime out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Girl.
A man move, that
is. And again, the whole time, she's thinking... And
this
now
is what's right for him.
This is what's right for him. And now it gives him more time to hang out with that woman that he loves so much. Girl, give it a breast. You know it's you.
Girl, come on.
Like, it's getting tiring.
Yeah.
It's so tired. Like...
Yeah, their sex scene was really
after
hot,
you... Yeah. After...
But also, she was wearing knee socks during their... Don't chew on your hair!
Don't bring up the knee socks. Why the fuck was she wearing
Why are you
socks?
like, let me get in my PJs, let me put on my knee socks?
And then she leaves them on while they're...
If I'm Adam, I'm yanking those things off and throwing them into a fire. I'm Hunter from Survivor 46 with the machete and the flint, starting a fire in the hotel room just to burn the knee socks.
The quickest way to get me to lose my erection is to wear knee socks, period.
Yeah, you would know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would know. Unfortunately, I would know. I hate knee socks. But on top of that, wearing knee socks in bed.
Why are you wearing socks in the bed, girl, in the hotel?
This is insanity.
Do you wear socks in the bed in the hotel? Because you have to fill your feeties. So maybe I take that back.
You have to do what to your feeties?
Cover them.
Why?
I don't know, aren't the sheets kind of nasty?
No, I assume they're clean, but now I'm scared.
Don't be. Don't be scared of things because of you.
But then, so he's just like, okay, if this is what you want, then fine, but he's obviously really hurt, as he should be.
Yeah, and I wouldn't fight back if I were him either. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, he's literally just like, okay, and again, he's very mature about it. He's like, okay, if that's what you want, like, I understand, whatever. She leaves. And then I think she goes and talks to Holden, because, you know, Malcolm.
Malcolm
and,
just fucked him last night. How
yeah,
convenient.
How convenient. So she goes to talk to Malcolm, and she's like, what should I do? He's like, yeah, you know, I wouldn't probably tell him, but also, can you live with yourself having not told him? Like, does that seem like something you can do, Bookie? And she's like, oh, okay, maybe I should tell him. So she runs up on
Just
him.
why? Then write
at
the third
his-
act breakup.
At his dinner view. Why even put it in there? It lasts literally like 5 pages.
Mm-hmm.
And then she runs up on his dinner view, and she's like, we need a sidebar. And he's like, okay. So he gets up from the table, again, so
Inappropriate, so
Inappropriate.
unprofessional. Like, even if he's not working at Harvard, he's probably going to interact with these people in a professional setting,
Yeah.
and you're just coming up and ruining it.
Yeah.
Because everything's about you when you're skinny, isn't it?
ugh. I mean, at least if he's going to be going forward with the project with Tom, he's going to be working with these people, because they all work at Harvard. So, girl.
Well, let's assume that she's right, and that he does pick her over Harvard.
Yeah.
With this new information.
Mm-hmm. Still,
I feel
yeah.
like they're still going to be interacting.
Of course.
And
He's
also,
like he's like the
second
top
he
most
stands-
scientist.
Yeah, the second he stands up from that table, immediately his interview is over.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm Harvard, I'm going to be like, I don't care how smart you are, you're not going to
Yeah.
disrespect me at my own There's calamari on this table, sit down and eat it.
Period. How dare you disrespect me like
calamari.
that? I fucking love calamari.
Mm.
Especially when they give it to you with a nice little aioli. Fuck yeah.
Is that the dipping sauce?
The dipping sauce, yeah.
The dipping sauce is good.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good. And you know why? It's mayo based.
Yeah.
God. So the moment he gets up though, Tom is like, hey.
No.
What the fuck are y'all doing? Sit that ass back down. Eat your calamari. And he's like, bro, back off. And he's like, no, you can't do this. Back off. And they start getting to a little tussle because Tom's like, sit down. And he's like, no, we're trying to talk. And while they're going back and forth, Miss Girl's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to play the audio. So she hits play and just lets it run. And they're both like...
And can you imagine Tom in this moment?
Bro, I know he was...
Fuck!
He was gabagooped. He was like... such a fucking idiot. And, as one does,
Sexism loses once again.
Adam throws him up against the wall.
Tom doesn't get to fuck Adam. Sexism loses.
Yeah. Adam, obviously...
Yeah, Tom wanted to fuck him bad, actually, I think.
For surely. He wanted to fuck him, but was also jealous of him.
That's why he wanted to fuck him so bad.
Mix, yeah.
Who's somebody that you're jealous of that you would fuck really bad?
Victoria Pedretti.
Ooh. All I can think of is Victoria Justice. I don't really know why.
Victoria
I love her,
Apocalypse. So...
You said... Anyway.
But yeah, so Adam is like...
Kicks Tom's ass for real.
Yeah,
And he's
he
like,
pushes-
if you think about her, if you even look at her, actually, I'm gonna kill you regardless.
Yeah,
And
he's
he does
like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Straight up. Do
And
not
you're gonna
talk
lose.
about the woman I love. Which she breezes past so quickly.
The woman I love.
Yeah.
Girl,
She's like...
how long has it been? If they're unfreezing the funds by September 29th, and let's assume the semester starts August 20th,
Yeah.
it's been like 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Well, he's loved her for years.
Based on the one
Based off the
conversation
one
where she looked
conversation.
stupid, idiotic, mean, moronic, stupid,
Well, she's so
poor,
charming
ugly,
to him.
wearing knee socks. I hate this girl. I hate this girl, and I hate Ali Hazelwood for ever writing her. And also, I'm sweating so bad that I can actually feel it in my sweatpants.
Yeah, my ass is swamped. Yeah, so
They get back together, obviously.
obviously, he deals with everything because he's a king. And
Because he's rich and he's hot.
he's rich and he's hot and he's
And he's
successful
smart.
and he's smart
And he's built like a door.
and he's like a door. He's
6'2".
7 feet. So he deals with everything. Tom gets fired from Harvard. He's like
Damn.
not going.
That sucks.
I know. Yeah, he's not going to do the project with him anymore. They all fly home from the conference. They all land back in LA, and like her and Malcolm get there at the same time that Holden and
I don't
Adam
even want to
get
talk
there.
about this scene.
They go on a double date that was really irrelevant.
Why was it even in the book?
Seriously, it was really irrelevant.
And they're like mouthing things across the table while Holden and the other one bicker. It's like, girl, we get it.
Okay, you guys have your own language. Like,
Oh, okay, you guys are happy together.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
He walks her home from dinner, and they're talking about, like, you know, what happened. They kiss again.
They get back together,
They
obviously.
get back together, clearly.
And then the epilogue, it's literally like 3 pages, and it's just them kissing. Like, that's the epilogue.
It's them having a 1 year exact reunion of their first kiss in the hallway when she assaulted him. What a cute memory.
Aww.
Right? What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, but also, like, when I flipped the page after, like, the last page before the epilogue, I was like, oh, it's over? That was the end? I thought there was gonna be more. I mean, clearly, obviously, I was holding the book, but, like, I thought there was more.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed very, like, a hasty ending post what I thought was gonna be, like, the biggest event of the book, which I guess it was.
Because that third act breakup was short, and based on a miscommunication.
Oh, God. Yeah, my least favorite fucking thing in the world. Yeah, so that was the ending.
Miscommunications. I have to see if a boy texts me back. Everyone wait, and then we're gonna give our final thoughts. He didn't. Darn. I don't know how to flirt. That's what I'm learning about myself.
I certainly don't know how to flirt at all. Final thoughts and rating.
At all. This is a 2 out of 5 stars. This is not a good book. When I first read this book, I initially rated it a 5, and then I started thinking with my brain. Upon the second read, it became really obvious. I took points off for the just sheer amount of eating disorder content I think is in here. I don't like miscommunication tropes, and I just thought there were a lot of unnecessary and annoying jokes / scenes that were made. My biggest example of this that, like, I literally could not stop thinking about by the end, I was, like, so pissed, was, either Holden or Tom makes a joke about, you don't want to go back to Adam's, he's got a bunch of taxidermy there, and she does not let it go. She talks about it from beginning to end of the book.
Yeah.
It's not funny. Millennials, stop trying to make jokes in books, because they're not funny. It doesn't work.
Stop trying to use comedy. You're not funny.
It doesn't work. And another one that I thought was really annoying was that she would always, like, jokingly make fun of him, but it's like for example, she'd be like when they were having sex, he would be like, he says, like, you're edible or something like that. And she's like, well, wouldn't you prefer, like, broccoli or something boring? It's like, not now. I'm trying to get my dick wet.
Yeah, right. That was such a weird point to, like, girl, can you be in the moment?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on?
No, of course not, because you're too skinny. Oh, you're thinking about broccoli because you're skinny, huh?
Also, wait. I just remembered that she spends the entire book talking about how she eats the most sugary, sweet, like, unhealthy shit, but then still all the time is like...
No, it's because she goes to the gym. Why do I need to know that detail about this character? Why? So irrelevant to the book.
Oh my god. Yeah, I would also give it a 2, but I gave it a 2.5. The 0.5 being because I love Adam. Alright, y'all, we lost our footage for the for the end of this. But if you want to leave us a book recommendation, you can fill out the form, but you can also leave a comment underneath any of our socials. We'll see them. And follow us on our TikTok, on our Instagram, on our YouTube. Yeah. Follow us on all those things if you want to see what our upcoming content is. I know you want to see it.
Subscribe so I can delete that Slack app, please.
Period.
Please.
You guys know what it's like to use the Slack app. Let's help each other out and all be able to delete it. You know what I mean? So, go subscribe and follow us on everything.
Go listen to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Please.
We're gonna have that Apple Podcast up shortly. Fingers crossed. Technology doesn't have, or is not my enemy this upcoming week. And, yeah, that's it. Goodbye.